This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter welcoming you to another Poker Players KW Group Meets Sports Catastrophe video. And this is week 4 in the National Football League. Wait a minute. Why did I have to say that? In the 125th National Poker League, if you will. Anyway, so week 4 brought some faces in different places. So it's time to talk about how everyone did, and we'll start with the Rounders group. So the Rounders group, the group that has 11 players and with the top 6 going automatically to the finals and the others having to play a tiebreaker. I'm not saying I'm bitter, but there's one reason why I'm bitter with the Rounders group, and that's because I was not informed that they were going to throw their week 4 game, on the following Wednesday after they had played. So to let you know that on Thursday the 18th was when everyone played week 3, and then I figured. Yeah, week 4 was on the 18th. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the Rounders game will be Tuesday or Wednesday. I got to make sure to see their match so that I know how they played and all that. However, much to my chagrin, I find out that they had played a week before and I was not informed, so I couldn't make my notifications. After all, I make the videos and I'm reporting on people. So I got gypped. I'm a little bit peeved. However, thanks to the power of PokerSource.net, I did get the matchups, how the matchup went. So everyone except for Shank was on the table. I don't know if Jesse Shank realizes he's still playing poker. But the worst part about this is that, he's been a no-show 3 straight weeks. And that means that remember, the top 4 scores count. So 4 out of 6. So since he has 3 zeros, he has to take a 0 in with him to the wildcard game. If he plays in the wildcard game. So he was out. So then came the order of operations, if you will. In 10th place was Jeff Palmer with 3 points. Kind of slipping, in a sense. He hasn't really been doing that well. 9th place with 4 points was Digos, who finally decided to play after 2 weeks of inactivity. And then came No-Show Sales with a 5-point performance, which kind of, unfortunately, is his forte. He's had a 5, a 10, a 0, and a 5. And then next was Wings Rule with 6. As he won week 2, and week 3 he did okay, but week 4 he regressed. Not really that good. And then you got GBKW, who after missing week 3, showed up for week 4 and got 8 points, his second best performance of the year, behind his 3rd place finish in week 1. Next up was IM2D with 10 points. Kind of doing a little bit better. He's been consistent. A 20, a 12, a 10, and an 8 this tournament and all that. And then came the 4 heavy hitters. Dwayne Newfoundland, who had 2 10-point performances as his best. He actually did much better. He put up a 12, despite no knockouts. Because the final 3 guys had all the knockouts. Derek J put up a pair of knockouts to get him to 7. Unfortunately, he took 3rd. So the funny thing about Derek J is that he's taken the top 4 spots. Not in order, but he's had a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th. And all of that. And then you got the 2nd place player, Baden Poker, who put up 3 KOs to add his total to 5 knockouts. Well, he took a pair of 3rd places, so he got better. He got to 2nd place. But the winner for the 2nd time in 4 matches was Poker Pat, without his cat. He won week 1. Week 2, he had a terrible 4-point performance, which will probably be knocked out under the 4 out of 6 rule. 3rd place, and then he took 2nd in week 3, but he won week 4, so he puts up that one. And his 5 KOs got him to 9. So right now, as it stands right now, Poker Pad technically has first place in the pool in the Rounders group with 81. Derek J is second with 79. Baden has 63 for third. Wings Rule and IM2D have 54 points. So they're tied for fourth. And the fight for sixth and that automatic spot in the final, Dwayne has it with his 37, but GBKW has 33. The funny thing about Dwayne is that he's had 37 points without having the benefit of a knockout. So we'll have to see what happens. But remember, the point totals are not complete yet because, as I said, the two lowest scores get knocked out. So week 5, so people will have a chance to knock out those lower points and probably build their point totals up. Although I got to say that Poker Pat and Derek J are going to probably be on basically all but into the finals. The other guys, it's going to be a fight to the death. All right, so on to the two groups that I actually could find information about. So let's go to the main pot, aka the Jeff Streeter group, straight to the final table. With their 8 players, only 4 of them will get to the finals, and the other 4 will have to play in the wildcard game if they choose. Well, only once has a player not shown up in the main pot game. All 8 were ready and present and ready to beat the tar out of each other, if you will. So, I forgot to mention that the Rounders game lasted 1 hour and 57 minutes. Anyway, this one should have been shorter, and it was. It took 1 hour and 49 minutes. Anyway, now, of course, I can't really report on winning and losing hands because, of course, you know, the main pot and the gamblers, aka the OG squad, are at the final table. I mean, we're playing at the same time, so obviously I can't watch one table without keeping my eyes on the other table if I'm still in. So here goes. So Mustang Jody ended up taking 8th and last with 5 points. Not really consistent. Consistently bad, unfortunately. He has 2 6s, a 5, and also a 3rd place finish week 2. But the problem is he has to take one of those 6s to the final tally no matter what. Because, you know, the 5 is his lowest, but he's got another 6. Next up, in 7th place was Jimmer, who unfortunately hasn't really been that good. He's been consistently awkward. An 8, a 6, a 10, and a 6. So he'll take 18 points to the final tally no matter what. Taking in 6th place with the benefit of 1 knockout was Streeter, who got his tails up to 6. Unfortunately, the week 2 winner and the week 1 bronze medalist didn't do so well. A 12 and an 8. But, you know, so he carries 40 points into the next round. In 5th place with a knockout was Craftworks with 10 points. So Craftworks, who won week 3 and took 2nd in week 1, has 2 10s otherwise. So, okay. And then the Clicker took 4th place. Oh, Craftworks now has 9 KOs. So Clicker took 4th place without the benefit of a knockout. He took 3rd in week 3 and 4th in week 1. He has 48 points without a knockout, might I add. Whew. 3rd place with a knockout for his 7th knockout is Summer. So Summer, who won week 1, took 2nd in week 2, now has a 3rd in week 4 and a 4th in week 3. So he's just like Poker Pat. No, he's like Derek J. He has a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th. Man, it's going to be hard to knock out his points. And 2nd place, and I got to see the final 2 players, was a surprise, a massive surprise. As Jeep Girl Michelle actually had 23 total points combined in the 3 matches. But for some strange reason, she put up numbers, and she put up a 2nd place without the benefit of knocking someone out, which was pathetic. But still, that's still good. But the winner of week 4 with Not 1, not 2, not 3, but yes, 4 KOs was Torbay Kevin, who had 3 knockouts headed into week 4. Now puts up 4 in week 4 to make it 7 for him, tying for second in the knockouts total. And after all, he did take second in week 2, forgot to play week 3, I guess, and took last in week 1. But 2 solid results of 24 to 20. And remember, the 5 and the 0 could be knocked out because of lowest scores. So I don't think he needs to worry. So after 4 weeks, with all the points combined, of course, knockouts count as a point no matter what, even if your performance sucked. And your red mark. The fact is that Summer has the lead with 79 points. Craftworks has 73 for second. Third place is Streeter with 66, and fourth place is Torbay with 56. Clicker and Jeep Girl are on track. Jimmer and Mustang might have to worry about the wildcard game if they don't pick up their games. So it should be a big battle royale. And now we come to the Piste de Resistance. That's French, you know. It is the Kappa group, aka the Gamblers, aka the OG squad. 11 players, top 6 get to the finals. We had 1 absence, and that was Krista, who surprisingly was absent. I mean, she took a 4th, a 3rd, and a 2nd, all in consecutive rolls. If the sequence was what it was, she would have been the winner. Unfortunately, she didn't. So she didn't play for some reason. But I mean, she's got enough. She's got 51 points through 3 games. That's not bad. You know, she had 3 knockouts. So okay, maybe she's playing something for trumps. I don't know. So anyway, then it was 10 players who fought tooth and nail and all that. Unfortunately, Fat Cat, the defending champion, didn't do well. Again, falling flat with a 3-point performance for 10th place. Fat Cat has had 2 9s attempts and a no-show. The worst part for Fat Cat is that his 2 4s go forward with 8 points right now. I mean, he can put up numbers in weeks 5 and 6 for that, but he has to take 2 4s with him because his 2 low scores are 0 and 3, and they might get knocked out, but still. And then, so 9th place went to McBitter. Now, last time, in week 3, McBitter showed up right after someone got eliminated and beat the late registration thing and ended up winning the whole thing, which kind of ticked off some people. People probably might not admit it, but I got ticked off. But regardless, McBitter did the same thing in week 4, but Karma unfortunately bit McBitter in the butt. I mean, he won week 1, he took second in week 1, he won week 3. He had a 10-point in week 2, but now he only took 4 points in week 4. But that might get knocked out. And then in 8th place was Ryan, surprisingly, because Ryan had done decently. I mean, he took second in week 2 and then took a pair of 10 points in weeks 1 and 3, but he only picks up 5 points. But that might get knocked out because of everything. So, yeah, that's just what you say. What you say is what you get. So, oh yeah, I guess I should say, well, no, it doesn't matter. So anyway, he went out in 8th place. 7th place went to Master of Keys, who surprisingly hasn't done much. He took 3rd in week 1, but then week 2 no-showed for some reason. And then weeks 3 and 4, he's been with back-to-back 7ths. And no knockouts for him. And then in 6th place, is not me. Remember how I said I took 6th place in the first 3 weeks? 666, belly number of the beast? Well, I didn't take 6 this time. It was Mikey 697. Wait, why did I say Mikey 697? It's Mikey 1977. Oh, I must have did his Poker Star's name. But anyway, Mikey 1977 took 6 with 8 points. So 3rd place in week 3 was good. And week 1, he had a 3-point and a no-show in week 2. So I guess those scores might be KO'd. So he's got 24 points at least heading in. So obviously you know what that means. That means that I survived. I got to the top 5. 5th place was not me. It wasn't me. As Shaky says, it wasn't me. I got caught in 5th place. Wasn't me. Anyway, Hockey Dad, a.k.a. my brother, a.k.a. Stupo, for being a Senators fan. I know there's other Senators fans, but I attack him for being a Senators fan, nobody else. Anyhow, after a pathetic first 3 weeks with only 9 combined points and 2 chances to do well before making a choke job, he put up 10 points in week 4. So he carries that 10 and the 6 from week 1 automatically over. And no show in week 2 and then 3 points in week 3. They could be knocked out. And he might be getting there. So he's got 2 knockouts for 3 career knockouts. He knocked out McBitter, putting up a straight to McBitter's 2 pair. And then he took down Master of Keys by picking up a pair of kings over just a simple ace. So Hockey Dad is there. And the person who was in 4th place wasn't me. So Bri, who had 2 no-shows in weeks 2 and 3, finally said, oh, wait, I have to play. You do. After a terrible week 1 performance, only getting 5 points and then 2 no-shows, he needed the points. And he did it. He got 12 points for 4th place, putting him up to 18 right now because he has 1 knockout. And he did knock out, who did he knock out? Who did Bri knock out? I think I forgot to write down who he knocked out because I have a check mark for a knockout. Oh, no, he knocked out Rhythms, didn't he? Oh, no, Rhythms knocked him out. Oh, no, wait. Okay, my fault. Yeah, I screwed up something. Anyway, he got a knockout. I forgot who he knocked out. Well, regardless, it was down to the final 3. You know, you had Hawkins, you had Rhythms, and you had yours truly. So who do you think took 3rd place? Unlike Shaky, it was me. So I got KO'd in 3rd place. After 3 straight 6 places and 8 points each, I put up 16 points without the benefit of a knockout, which is funny. So I have 41 total points. I know I'm taking 24. Oh, yeah, plus the knockout, so 25. So I'm taking a 16 and an 8 with me to the final tally. My 2 8s might be KO'd. Who knows? But anyway, I pulled off something, and I got knocked out. The guy who knocked me out took 2nd place, and that was John Hawkins. Hawkins took both Diamond Boys out. Hawkins had a terrible performance in week 1, only getting 2 points. Week 2, he got a little bit better with a 12 and then a 5 in week 3. But he putting up 20 points to make him 41 with 2 knockouts. So Hawkins put up a pair of jacks over Ed's 9s, and he sunk me with a queen on the freaking river. I had ace 3 in my hand, and then I had ace 3 on the board, and then I went all in, whatever. If he didn't put up that 3rd queen, if that queen did not give him the 3 of a kind, I would have doubled up and maybe put myself in 2nd place. But what can you do? Hey, at least I wasn't 6th this time. Actually did better. I took 3rd. And that got me to, keep my eyeballs open for the Rounders game and all that. But anyway, the winner was Rhythms. This guy's been a freaking beast. He's won 3 out of 4 games. And the game he didn't win week 3 was a 12-point, 5th place effort. Can you believe this guy? Like, honestly? He's won 3 out of the 4 games. He doesn't need to play the next 2 weeks. His 99 points will be enough to obviously get him into the finals. And, he can always practice at other squads. 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. We don't really have bitches in our poker thing. But it is. Rhythms put up a fantastic job. He put up not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 knockouts. So his knockout total is now 15. Can you believe it? 15 freaking knockouts. Second place in our pool of knockouts was McBitter with 4. Can you imagine? That's how good he is. He doesn't need to play the next 2 weeks. He's obviously going to be safe. He's the best player of all 3 houses, if you will. But, you know, he put up 7s against Ryan to knock him out. He got a full house over Mikey 77. And he got a flush to knock out Bry. And he put a big flush over Hawkins. So what can you say? Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Rhythms had a flush that he almost was KO'd by Hawkins, but he doubled down with the flush. And then he got 2 pair over Hawkins' jacks. So guess what that means? We got ourselves a guy, a force to be reckoned with. A beast. A freaking beast. So yeah, that's how our house went. So anyway, let's hope that everything goes according to plan. You know, December 1st and 2nd December 1st will be the firefighters group, and then the other 2 tables will be December 2nd, trying to get some points. And maybe some people will sit out, thinking, you know what, maybe I can afford to sit out. And let the other guys fight for glory. We're all fighting. We're all fighting. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.